The following is one of many ways to edit film and video. This video is simply intended to be a fun option to try. With love, Emay. Step 1. What font is that? Well, let's find out. We've opened Photoshop, and what I've done is I've generated a sample from the trailer and saved it as a JPEG. You can do this with a clipping tool, any clipping tool, Mac or PC. You probably know how to do that. So what I'm going to do is drag my sample into Photoshop here so that we can have a nice comparison. Now, let's find the font. I already know what the font is, but let's go find it. And you go to Type, Match Font, and then Photoshop's going to do all this weird stuff like, hey, you want to do this? You want to do blah, 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 blah. So go to Type, Match Font. Okay. Show fonts available to activate from Adobe Fonts, and that's what we're going to do. So right now it's kind of like doing this retroactive, kind of like searching live while we do things, but I want just the fonts. And voila, it's not there. It's not smart enough to know. Ain't this funny? Here we go. Let's isolate it some more. The more the font you can get in this thing, the better it will find the font. And there it is. The font is Industry Ultra. So you would go and download that from fonts.adobe.com or activate it here. I already have the font activated. So let's just go on ahead and select it and click OK. Then, since I already have it activated, voila. So using Photoshop, now that we know what our font is, we can test that out. So let's do T for text. It's already selected Industry Ultra for us. And let's type Asteroid City, close quotes. All right, let's change the color in the font panel to like a nice orange. I mean, I could copy that orange, but I want to get something that's a little bit more opaque, since this is taken from a screen capture. I'm okay with that. So now we move the font over here, and then here's where we Command T, okay, so that we can make adjustments. Okay, so we go to about the same size. This is how we determine spacing and all that other groovy stuff. We go to about the same size, and there we go. That's pretty close. Close enough for me. All right. So at this point, we can do one of two things. We got it's the right height and pretty much the right width. We can do one of two things. You can duplicate this over in the layers, and to add that red, that stark red shadow, you could do that with just hold Alt and drag to create another one. And then you can offset it. I always do this backwards, so give me a break. So you can offset it. I like using the arrow keys because it's more accurate. This is the top, okay? So let's go to the bottom one and select, and then change the color to a nice red. Oh, that is the top. Well then. All right. All right. because it's kind of weird, I'm just going to lock the layer. Here we go. We're going to choose red now. There it is. So it's a very stark um, it's a very stark shadow that's there, and that looks pretty close. That looks pretty close. It seems a little wide, but this is how you find the logo. Well, the logotype is what I call it, the title. So you got that. You can export it however you like. You can do the same thing in Illustrator and make an SVG file out of it. And you can use the same method inside Adobe Premiere Pro to create the text, which is what you're going to see next. But this was about finding the font, not going in and doing any editing to the font. So the font is Industry, which is a fun font. All right. Next thing. Part 2. Adobe Premiere Pro. Post, edit. Or something like that. I don't know. I'm trying to sound all professional, and I'm not really a professional, like, how to do it YouTuber guy. And I don't have the big microphones and all that other stuff. It's so stressful. I'm an artist. I'm an artist and a photographer. Okay, so anyway, enough of that. Let's get started. We've opened Premiere Pro here and from Adobe, and I've assembled some files, which is on my other screen here. And what we're going to do is I've selected a short video that I made just goofing around in a shopping center parking lot. So let's, to achieve the look, let's drag and drop our clip in, which is just a video of me taking pictures in the parking lot of a place, and it's overcast. And I've not seen Asteroid City, but it seems like sunlight's a big deal there. But this is overcast. But I'll show you the basic gist of how the editors did this. Okay, so I've got that. The next thing I want to do is I want to use a sample that I got off of YouTube of the trailer and advertisement. So let's bring this in here and drop it. It's just an image, and that way we can drag our time deal over. Oh, come on. Why am I doing this? Okay, let's drag it over again. Finicky things. Let's drop it, and then let's pop it out right here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to double click, drag, and reduce the size just so that we can get close enough to the color. Now, we're not going to get the blue sky like they have here, but basically all this is just a wash filter that I call it. That's my term. I use a lot of my own terms. I edit like everybody else, and in private we make mistakes and we click on the wrong layers and we do things like that. And when I teach, you will see that from me, because that's real. It's not, well, you know what I'm saying. Okay, so we got our sample just floated out here somewhere. So how do we get that look that they have? Well, there's a lot of ways. There's a lot of presets and the effects that you can use to make that washed orange look. But one thing I found that I really like to do is you just put a matte up. Put a matte up. So you come down to the lower left, click New Item, Color Matte, and click OK. Find that nice orange. I don't want it that orange. I want it a little bit orange yellow. Crayon colors. Pick whatever color you want for this too. Blah blah blah. And then I'm just going ahead and here put orange. color matte. Click OK. Now, we drag that orange color matte into our sequence, and then voila, boom, it all goes orange. Okay, so don't freak out. I mean, if you're just a basic Premiere Pro user, just come over to Effect Controls, find the Effect Controls, and then go down, and you can choose a couple of things here. Overlay would work pretty good, but I'm doing it on the wrong clip. Command Z, we need to select the orange color matte, and then go down to overlay, and voila, that's pretty close. Let's bring our sample over and see how we did. Yep, it's a little bit vivid. So now we know how to work with our sample in our corner. We can do all kinds of things here. We can also try another thing. You could try soft light, which will change it closely. You know what? That looks pretty good. But we need more contrast, I think. So I'm going to work with overlay, and then adjust the color matte. And how I do that is I go to Lumetri color. It's that weird name color thing. You click on it, and it gives you control over all that. So let's do this. Let's let's go back over here and just bring the opacity down a little bit first. There we go. That's pretty close. All right. Yep. And then we come back over here and we select the clip. And I found that by reducing and increasing the exposure, it's going to give that look. Now, ours is a little bit more yellow than this. And keep in mind, we're just trying to come close here. So I'm going to mess with the temperature a little bit. Okay, I'm okay with that. I mean, I'm not going to exactly match the full edit of the film. I haven't even seen the film. But I'm okay with that as a color. So I'm going to get rid of our sample, select and delete, and I'm going to save my project. Cool. So here we go. And if we go back and forth, we see, oh, we got this wonderful orange stuff going on. That is so cool. And you're like, okay, Emay, that's cool. All right. So what about putting the title in there with the font using just Premiere and not Photoshop? Okay, here we go. Part 4, part 3. I don't know, but here we go. So what I like to do is go in and just lock the stuff that I'm happy with down. And I'm going to mute the sound because I don't want to use that, because my wife and I are talking about all kinds of stuff. I don't want y'all to hear that. So now we're going to go in and select the type tool. Okay, and we're going to type out whatever you want. In this case, we're going to put the title, which is, in all caps, Asteroid City. Okay. All right. Now, it seems to have remembered my settings. It seems to have remembered my settings from when I was practicing. Right, so we're going to undo all this. Let's see. Let's undo it. Make things, going ahead and make things kind of not what we're going for so that we can learn from this, I guess, I think. So first of all, you type it out and you're like, boom, you got Asteroid City. The stroke that I talked about in the Find the Font video, you can use or not. So let's go to the shadow. Okay, so we want to make the color of this shadow red. Any red will do. Okay, I'm making fun of a certain commercial, sorry. And then let's make this color a nice orange that looks similar. Okay. Then change the opacity. Make it. Adjust the shadow. And make it a hard edge. Cool. And then change it back to orange, which obviously I thought I did, but I didn't do. See, even the pros, I want to tell you right now, in the industry, even the pros make these like little mistakes. They use a lot of shortcut keys. Trust me, when you're on a deadline and you're in a hurry, it ain't like what you see in some of these how-to videos, which I love. I'm not putting them down. There's a couple of folks out there with some like how-to Premiere videos that are awesome that I learned from. But I'm just not that guy. I'm an artist. I just, blah, blah, blah. So there you go. Asteroid City. All right. What have we learned? Not much, probably, but yeah, just use an overlay like a filter in front of a camera is one good way to do it. Okay, let's see what it looks like. Aliens. And adjust as you want. There you go. Have a great day. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and follow me if you want. You're going to see mostly just fun stuff. I don't do that many how-to videos, but when I saw this commercial this morning, I said, I can do that. I can do that. And here it is. All right, folks. This is Emay signing off from Beta Vision and from this planet. Have a great day. Be nice to each other. Peace and love.